Hello again. We are going to try and make this a short one. I know we say that a lot of the time, but we really want to make this a short one this time. I wanted to do one because we kind of went off track again over the last week or so. Mainly me, because I am quite badly affected by the nightshade vegetables like tomatoes, potatoes, aubergine, chilies, those kind of things. And usually I kind of stay clear of them. It's not like obvious allergies, but I know one of the energies that is attached to me is strengthened by them. And it's easy at times to forget that, because like recently Riki was feeling like he needed to eat more carbs because he'd been eating mainly just like raw fruit and veg. And the carbs are all right in his system, like he was getting a packet of olive oil crisps and stuff. And, I was feeling like I was missing out because I used to love crisps. And, so like I was having a few and we got some chips and like we got a Airbnb room tonight because we've had a few nights of having really crap sleep and we'd got caught in and around the city and not been able to find good places to tent up, so we've kind of been on a bit of a downward spiral.
Like a maze, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's that thing that artist died in my dream?
Oh, Escher. Yeah, Riki had a dream last night about how, like how maze-like and labyrinth-like a lot of the cities are. He dreamt about Escher, the artist, who does a lot of those kind of pictures. But we'd been caught in city energy, which is very draining for us.
Yeah, it did my head in that. Especially when you're walking everywhere, because you can't. It's harder to get out sometimes when you get caught.
Yeah, it's very hard to get out when you're on foot. I think the main thing that I wanted to say with this is often we don't realise that there can be energies, entities, beings attached to particular vibrations of food or particular plants. As I've said, there's a female energy that I felt attached to me for a very long time, and she tends to come forward and push me out more when I have nightshades, the nightshade vegetables and things.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
But it also made me realise just how forward in me that particular being was in my first long-term relationship. There's like energetic imprints with some of these beings, the things that they have issues with. So I suppose it's just a quick video about being aware that certain foods bring forward certain feelings, moods, because like the vibe for us has been really low, like the last few hours since I had the potatoes before. And it's easy to think, oh, it's just a carb low, but it's not. It's the energies that are tied with these particular things. A lot of it is like their vibration, their feelings that come forward more.
They're not very happy, a lot of these beings, so
no.
It's like they can only be happy through eating food, or like our soul and on this earth, like us humans, that we'd be happy just playing guitar, singing, or doing something that makes us feel good. Sometimes that can actually give you more energy than some types of food.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't eat, because you do need to eat, but it's just, like they don't, these entities don't feel very happy, really. So when you film around, you see some people, what's that? I'm just always down all the time,
Yeah, and a lot of those sort of feelings can really, really be tied to certain food groups. It's always worth taking notice of your diet, how you feel after certain foods, because things like cheese, wheat, nightshades, as I've said, dairy products in general, like have different effects.
What seems to happen is, like, if you've got an allergy to something, which obviously they're known things that we have allergies, and your body's weakened, so say like your lower body be weakened. I think this is what's going on with a lot of people, that there's a weakness there, and then the entities are coming through with the weakness. So they want you to keep craving and eating things that aren't good for you.
Yeah, that weaken our own body systems, because that pushes us further out and allows other things in more.
And if it's not like that, they'll just make you say something that might usually be good for you, like eating some Brazil nuts. You'll end up having like 50 of them instead, which overwhelms your system.
Yeah.
So it's all about trying to discern and
get the balance.
Yeah.
Get the balance between what you actually need and what weakens the system, and what then, what strengthens it and what then weakens it if you have too much.
Because ultimately that makes you a person who's more balanced, more centered, and your mind works better, because you're not overwhelming your body. So there's all different bonuses to eating the right things for you. But I mean, you can spend the next 10 years trying to find that out, and you'll start to find out what things don't work with you and what things do, or how much you should have.
Because I really do feel strongly that certain plants, food groups, etc. have different vibrations attached to them. We are all very sensitive beings, even though most of us are very desensitized and numbed through the foods that we eat. But that means that often the vibration of certain foods is affecting us without us realising as well. If you're eating like flesh foods, the meat and the fish, we can be affected by the feelings that the animal was going through at the point of slaughter when it was caught for fish. With eggs and dairy, we can feel the vibration of like the unhappiness in the living conditions of the animals as well. Even down to when plants are forced and not farmed in a healthy way, the energetics, the energy level of life is really quite profound. And the more aware and sensitive you get, the more you pick up on these things.
The side effect to clearing out your system is that you're going to be more sensitive to everything around you. But that's how we probably would have been anyway, before we started overwhelming it. It's how your organs are supposed to work properly if you're overwhelming them, But it's like, it doesn't mean like if you stop eating like, extra salted crisps or like, chocolate and things like that, and you go on to fruit sugars, that it's going to feel like, this is boring. It might do to begin with, and the entities, if you do have a lot of them,
would probably kick up.
But like after a while, you're like, God, this kiwi fruit feels really good. Like I actually feel like I've got a lot of energy here. Yeah. And they're the type of things you need to be eating, whatever gives you energy, really.
It's also things that are in line with our truth and true vibrations, because really everything was put on the earth that we need, like nature was providing for us, the trees, the fruits, all of these things. But because we went so far into farming and other screwed up ways of being, you don't get the option now very easily to eat true food from nature as nature intended, because most of our food is intensively farmed. And all of this stuff does have an impact, but I think slowly people are becoming more aware of these things as we're slowly becoming aware of them too. Unless Riki's got much she wants to say, I'm going to sign off now, because we need to go and get some more fruit and veg, because I want to get back on track again, because it feels crap to drop in awareness to the degree that I have just through eating other stuff that isn't very good for my system. And that's why I wanted to do this video, because it feels important to me to speak honestly about all aspects of our journey. And I wanted to do this because I feel like I've kind of screwed up a little bit over the last week with eating these other things, giving into temptation on stuff that isn't good, there are reasons why I'm not eating these things, and I've been reminded of it.
Before we went into the city, because that's what happened to us, we went into the city and we got a bit caught in it, and everything, but I heard, it was a totally different word I saw on a street sign, but I read it as temptation as soon as we went in. But it's like sometimes I'm aware of things before, before they happen. I'm aware that whatever's happening, and
it's trying to keep your eyes open and your awareness online with these things as well. You know, because I do have a lot of things affecting me. You know, sometimes my intuition isn't as good as I know it would be. So, you know, it's kind of learning from those things as well, that like at times Riki's intuition is going to be working better than mine, and I need to be able to take more notice of him at those times.
But yeah, we had the snowball effect, and it's where, like, you know, one thing goes wrong, like, you know, you hardly get any sleep and that, and then it's easy to make another thing, and then it's easy to go, oh, you know, I'll just get some cheese now, and I'll just have a coffee now, blah blah blah. And like when you do that, then it leads to more choices that. So it's like you want to be going up the spiral, really, and going up and up and up till you feel better and better, you know, more excited and more happy and more like, oh, it's a beautiful
more
day.
Empowered, you know? And more in your truth.
Some of the best times I've had was when I just had a water fast, you know. And Katie probably thought I was a bit nuts at the time, you know, but I'm just going, God, it's a beautiful world, isn't it? You know. But it's like I'm free of all these foods going in my system.
Taking all your energy.
Yeah, my stomach's having a break, and I'm just like, oh yeah, this is quite amazing, really.
I'm just going to introduce you to the cat that's come in and visited. Say hello, cat. I think it's a cat that's had a bit of a hard time because she keeps cringing. Don't you? Ow, your claws are sharp.
So yeah, we had to stay in a B&B thing because we need some rest.
So this is posh world for us at the moment.
But it's absolutely amazing when you get somewhere to, you know, rest and have a shower. Yeah, because I mean, living in a tent's a little bit gets a bit much after a while. But it's all right. Excuse me. It's all right. Is that it then?
Yeah, I think so.
Bye bye.
Just don't screw yourself up. It's not worth it.
Bye.